Hey, this is Danny from Scare Talk. Before we get into all the horror greatness, I gotta let you know about Anchor. Anchor is the host site that we use to record our podcast. Anchor will upload your podcast to Apple and Spotify and many other listening platforms. Anchor is completely free, and you can download the app or go to the website, anchor.fm, and you can record straight on there. There's also some cool editing tools that you can use. Did I mention that it's free? Yeah, so if you want to make a podcast, Anchor is the way to go. Go check it out. Now, for the spooky stuff.
Welcome to Scare Talk, and welcome to the review series of the franchise Saw.
All right, this is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Jamboree Joel.
Hey guys, what's up? Jamboree Joel.
Yes, right. I don't know what that means, but Jamboree Joel.
Jamboree.
All right, so today we are going to continue our Saw franchise review series with Saw V.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise known as Saw 5.
Or Saw Cinco.
Yeah, if you're not hip to the Roman numerals.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Joel, who was in this?
All right, so this one stars Tobin Bell.
Really?
He was, yeah, pretty crazy. Like Jigsaw.
He's been dead for a couple
He shouldn't be in this one.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be in any of them past 3, but, you know. Tobin Bell, he was in a movie called Ruby.
Okay.
Calendar Girl Cop Killer, the Bambi Bembenek story.
Wow. Okay.
That was all one title, by the way. And The Babysitter's Seduction.
Oh, man. Is that like an after hours movie or?
I don't know. Kind of sounds like a Lifetime original movie.
It sounds like something on pay-per-view.
Yeah, it could be that too. I didn't look too deeply into that.
The Babysitter's Seduction.
Seduction, yes.
Awesome. All right.
It's fun, like, having the same person be in all these movies, because then I can just talk about a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Also, Costas Mandalore. He's Hoffman. And he was in Picket Fences, 88 episodes, a TV show back in like the 80s or 90s. Beowulf, which I didn't know he was even in that.
Okay.
And a movie called The Rogue, which is in pre-production, which actually stars all 3 of these actors.
Oh.
Yeah, they came back for for a movie that's not a Saw-related franchise.
Weird.
Yeah. And we've got Scott Patterson. He's Strom. He is in a show called Aliens in America. He was in 18 episodes.
Right.
16 episodes of The Event, which I actually have heard of. I never watched it, but I heard of it in like the early 2000s, I think. And The Sons of Summer, which I think is another pre-production movie. This one was written by Patrick Melton. He wrote Feasts 2 through 3. 2 and 3. Well, also 1. I didn't want to mention that because this guy, like, basically wrote Saws 4, 5, and 6, so I needed to sort of, leave some for other podcasts. The Collector and The Collected, whenever that actually starts filming again. And Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh, all right.
And also Marcus Dunstan, who did the same exact stuff. So
okay.
And this was directed by David Hackle. He directed Into the Grizzly Maze, which has, I think, Billy Bob Thornton in that one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it came out like just a couple years ago. Life on the Line and Daughter of the Wolf.
Okay. All right, so the plot here. Following Jigsaw's grisly demise, Mark Hoffman is commended as a hero, but Agent Strom is suspicious and delves into Hoffman's past. Meanwhile, another group of people are putting through a series of gruesome tests. There you go. All right. So this one gives us a little more about Hoffman and his involvement with Jigsaw, which is kind of good. You know, it connects 4 and 5 much better.
Yeah, it does.
makes way more sense out of 4. But but okay, Joel, what do you got for positives?
So, for positives, I'm just gonna say that I'm not a fan of this movie.
Okay.
The positives for me, some of the traps were pretty cool. I liked some of the traps in there. I think that's honestly about it, to be completely honest, because we don't really get much. It's cool that we get some Strom and Hoffman back and forth and everything. He's looking into him and everything like that, but Hoffman's not an interesting character, like you were saying in 4, so I didn't care that much about the character. I kind of like Strom slightly more than Hoffman, but not even like I've never really been a big fan of him either.
Yeah.
So I didn't really care too much about him looking into Hoffman either. We don't get too much of Jigsaw in this one.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer because he's honestly like the best part of these movies.
For sure.
And I'm going to have more negatives than I am positives because I am really trying to think of like positives for this movie. The music is always fun.
Sure.
And you know, those little fast edits are in here too, not as much as even 4.
Yeah.
But they are in there sometimes, so I kind of like that as well. This is a definitely forgettable movie for me.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm even having trouble. I just watched this literally yesterday, and I'm having trouble remembering even what happens in this one. I remember like some of the big stuff that happens in it, but like the smaller details, I mean, after a while, they just sort of blend in together.
Yeah.
Because it's all kind of like one story.
Yeah.
For the most part. And with the timelines being all out of whack as it is in these movies, it's hard to really remember what happens in which movie.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm gonna say that as my positives, honestly.
Okay.
Some of the traps and the music, and you know, it's very basic, and especially for a Saw movie, like the likes. But I was not a huge fan. So
okay. So for me, positives, the opening kill with the pendulum.
Yeah, the pendulum was pretty cool. Yeah,
that was really cool. Part of that scene is a negative for me, but we'll get there.
Me too.
In this movie, we learn that Hoffman was a copycat killer for at least one of the kills, and Jigsaw learns about this kill and how it's being called a Jigsaw kill, and he's like, wait, that's not me. And so then he finds out that it's Hoffman and basically recruits him because he kind of blackmails him into helping him with his duties. So
yeah.
And so then we learn that Hoffman has been helping him pretty much the whole time. All the kills that we've seen, at least, have Hoffman has been on Jigsaw's team for the whole time. He might not have helped with every kill, but he was, they show him help a number of times in this, which, I kind of liked. I liked that we got to see some of part 1 and how what
Danny
led
Glover
up
came back for for a split second there.
And what led up to those traps, because in 1 we just see them in the trap. We don't know anything else. So in this one, we get to kind of see how they were kidnapped and how they were taken there and how the trap was set up. And, so, I don't like Hoffman. But I did kind of like seeing some of the planning that him and Jigsaw were doing. So I would say that was a positive. Morris from 24. He is in this.
See, I didn't like his character. He is in this.
No, I'm not saying that that's a positive. I'm just pointing it out. He's in this.
Okay.
I would say I liked him more than any of the other characters in those scenes. But so if I had to pick one, I would pick him. But everybody else in those scenes were not very good.
I mean, I'll talk about that in a minute. Struggling too.
Yeah. Yeah, that will be it. Oh, I do have some questions. So, 2 questions.
Okay.
Why, with the, when they have the pig masks on and stuff, do the people, like, whether it be Jigsaw, Amanda, or Hoffman, are they making these, like, monstrous pig noises when they grab people?
They might have, like, a recorder or something.
Like, why is it like, are they making these sounds? It's kind of silly. Like, it really is. It's okay, like in the first movie, because it was very low budget and, it's kind of like scary or whatever. But when you keep doing it over and over again, it's like, okay, it's getting
After a while,
silly.
You need to explain yourself.
It's getting pretty silly.
I'll let you get away with it once, but, after that, we need explanations. Like,
come on. What's up with the pig squealing?
That was pretty lame. And this is the first. I think this is, again, I'm not sure if this is this one or 4, but the first time you actually see, like, Billy the puppet. Like, was he? I'm trying to remember 4. If it was showing. It was in 4.
Yeah,
we actually like see him, like his mouth moving.
Yeah,
like he's actually talking.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't 4. Okay. Because that was kind of cool, like a different thing. Because it's shown the puppet like throughout the series.
Yeah,
but I don't remember him actually showing him actually talk.
Yeah, no, I think it was in this one.
But like,
I think you're right. I think it was during the pendulum scene. I remember seeing on the TV his like mouth moving and stuff.
And how did he get that? How did he get Billy Puppet? How did he get his voice? His voice. This movie's a mess.
But wait, I have another question.
Okay.
How come every time the TVs come on, it's all like staticky? Like when
like
you
VHS. Like...
Yeah. But like even VHS, like you put that on, it's not like like, come on. I mean, I know it's for the effect, but it's just it gets so redundant that you have to do something different. But anyways,
it does get redundant after a while. That part like doesn't bother me because it like adds kind of a little bit to the scene. Like it, it adds a sort of eeriness that you're about to hear Jigsaw talk right now. And that was the whole point.
I get it.
But after a while, it's like they better not do that in like Spiral. Like the technology's a lot better now than it was before.
Yeah, it's I get it, but then like I said with the pig thing, like you have to explain yourself. Like, what kind of video camera is he using? Like, how I want to see like him filming the puppet. Like, how is he making the puppet talk and all that? Like, I want to see that. Yeah. Okay.
He's just like on a string that he's working himself.
It's so ridiculous. Like, if you think about it, like, what the heck?
I know.
The tape recorders were, one thing, but then you got a puppet on TV, like someone's moving his mouth, and now you're supposed to think the puppet's talking or something. I don't know. I don't know. All right, negatives.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. So the biggest negative I have, and it was a positive in Saw 2 because I like the dynamic of a group setting. Like in Saw 2, having the whole group be involved in something that we are not sure what's going on.
Yeah.
But we're about to. Kind of like we all have, there's a connection between everybody.
Right.
The only thing is I didn't care about this connection.
Yeah.
Like when it was revealed, like it's one thing for Saw 2, the connection was that Donnie Wahlberg's character, put them all away.
Yeah.
Like created evidence.
Yeah.
To put them all away. And his son is in there with them.
Right.
It adds stakes. It adds something to the scene.
Yeah.
To those moments. I don't care about some guy that burned down it sucks that 8 people died, but this was not relevant at all to anything related to Jigsaw or anyone involved in this besides those like 5 people.
Yeah.
And
it was really out of left field. Like
it was
this whole, it felt like 2 different movies. Like there was this thing going on, and then there was the whole stuff with Hoffman, and I don't know.
Yeah, and I didn't care. Nope, the characters were so like one-dimensional. Like they didn't even think about working together. They're just like, oh, let's kill each other. Like, no, come on, guys.
Come on, this is Jigsaw. I mean, we're 5 movies in.
At the end of like there's only 2 left, but there's enough like spots for 5 people, and they're like, oh, we could have been working together this whole time. Why didn't we do that? Like, what do you? Okay.
Come on, you know anything about Jigsaw? Come on.
I mean, just in general, like you would think that most people would want to, not let someone else die just to escape. Like, come on, work together with this. And then the Morris guy, I'm going to call him the Morris guy from 24 because I don't remember what his name was. I don't even think he had a name in this movie. He worked for like the Herald or something.
Yeah, he was barely in the movie.
He really was, and I'm kind of glad because the whole concept of every man for himself was because of him.
Yeah.
He was just attacking people, like only the strong will survive or whatever. Like that was no, come on, dude. Like you can work together and everybody can escape. Like it's just the characters were so stupid.
Yeah, yeah, they were really bad and not great actors either.
No, they really weren't. And the whole thing with Hoffman, I didn't care. The timeline, again, the whole pendulum thing. I have multiple things with that because I didn't even think about the voice being Jigsaw, even though it wasn't his trap. I just don't like the idea of using Jigsaw as like a revenge tactic.
Yeah.
Because it was the guy in the pendulum who was the boyfriend of his sister who killed his sister.
Yeah.
And only got 5 years out of a life sentence, which is ridiculous anyway. Out of a life sentence, 5 years, really?
Yeah.
that doesn't usually happen ever. But he's using Jigsaw as a revenge tactic, and it's no, that's not okay. You can't just set up this trap as a Jigsaw trap and just for your own selfish reasons. Come on,
Jigsaw
dude.
did not like that.
He didn't. He did not. And I'm glad he didn't like it. And he set up the trap just like Amanda used to set up traps where there was no way you could survive.
Right. Yeah,
because the pendulum stopped for a second and then it lowered. And then because he did the whole hand crushing thing or whatever. And it stopped the pendulum, but then he was like, oops, psych, and then just dropped on him. Oh, okay, come on. I don't know. I'm glad that he shouldn't have even used, because that was the whole thing with Amanda. She was a survivor in Saw 2 and Saw 1 and 2, really, and became an apprentice of his, but she didn't kill people like that until after she was already an apprentice, and killing people like that was what got her own test again.
Right.
So why even give him a chance when he's already doing
you got
the stuff that Amanda was doing after she became an apprentice of yours?
Yeah, you got to put him in his game like right away, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I wouldn't even let him have his own game. I wouldn't have him as an apprentice. Like, obviously, you don't know how to set these things up to, I don't know. This movie was just a mess, in my opinion. Definitely one of my least favorites, I would say. But I think I'm done with negatives.
Okay.
I'll see what you say, and then I'll probably chime in too at some point.
How did he have the puppet for that first trap? How did we have Jigsaw's voice recorded for that if it wasn't even Jigsaw's trap?
That's just in the first 2 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. And it's like, it was a cool trap, really cool trap.
I like the trap. Yeah.
And then we find out this guy was a murderer and all that. So it really goes with the franchise.
Yeah.
And then they ruin it with saying that it was Hoffman. And like it just doesn't make sense. So that's a big negative.
Well, the thing, if they hadn't said it was Hoffman, it still would have ruined it for me, because it wouldn't.
He couldn't get out.
It's not Jigsaw. He couldn't get out of that.
Yeah.
That's not a Jigsaw trap.
That's true.
So they had to have said it was Hoffman, and then that ruined it too, because it's all for revenge. Like that's not a Jigsaw. That's not the Jigsaw way. He may be pretty twisted in his techniques, but he has his morals.
In his techniques.
And, what he does to people, but, he has his morals, he has his standards.
Yeah, the ends justify the means, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Another negative. What was the twist here? Was the twist that Hoffman framed Strobe? Or Strom, whatever his name is.
Probably, yeah. Because at the end, that was actually a cool kill. I like that kill with Strom.
Yeah.
He just gets crushed.
Yeah.
He's basically gonna be everything that was pitting against Hoffman is now going to be on Strom.
Yeah.
He's basically, but he was listening to the recording, and I don't remember, because he stopped it and then started it again.
Yeah.
The recording, and I don't remember what it said on there, because whatever it was said on there would have been his test.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what it was that was in that recording.
Yeah. Well, it told him to
about it.
Get in that box, in that like coffin, that glass coffin thing.
Yeah.
It told him to get in there, and he threw Hoffman in there thinking that that's the trap. But it really would have saved him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That twist was really like disappointing. I know the other ones had twists that, maybe were a little far-fetched or didn't make a lot of sense. This one, it wasn't even a twist. Like, he was framing him the whole movie. So
yeah, he was.
It wasn't.
I think
the twist was that the room was going to squish him, basically, I think.
Yeah, the twist was that this guy that you've seen since the beginning of Saw 4 is now dead. That's the twist. That's the crazy twist.
Yeah, so, this one...
all the way back from Saw 4.
Yeah.
One movie ago.
There's that. Strom, the way he talked, because he had that hole in his throat, was so dumb. I'm gonna find you, Hoffman.
Yeah.
So bad. So bad.
Oh man.
And okay, so the John's attorney or whatever gives Jill this box.
Yeah.
And she's somehow, just magically, has the key around her neck. I don't know if you noticed that, but she's just wearing the key. Oh, okay, were you just waiting for this box to show up one day and now you have the key to open it? I don't know. I don't even remember what was in the box.
I don't either. Everything about this movie is just so forgettable.
Maybe they don't even show us. I don't know. Who knows?
They may not have. I don't remember. Yeah, because I remember the box, but I don't remember her opening it. I don't remember what was in it. They may show us in Saw 6.
Yeah, she opened it. I
haven't watched that one yet, so
yeah, she opened it.
Not since last time.
And then shut it real fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was talking about how someone's been following her and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which they another thing they pitted against Strom.
Yeah.
With everything else. So
yeah. And so the whole idea that, Hoffman's been helping him the whole time, right? You can continue that pattern over and over and over again. You can go back now and say some other person was helping Jigsaw the whole time and throw him into a couple of the scenes from the other films.
Yeah.
And now he's
they
do
that in an upcoming movie.
Yeah, they do. They do. And you can just continuously do this. And so it's
never ending.
Yeah, it's
Saw
just too
99. He's still alive somehow.
Yeah, but we still have all of his recordings. That's the thing. He's like Tupac. He put out he created all this material before he died.
Exactly. It's like he knew he was going to die. So he's I better record everything now. I better set all the traps up now for everybody in future movies. Because I'm going to die in part 3, but somehow still be in part 8.
Okay. I didn't really like the traps in this one. I thought they were too much. I mean, the whole group dynamic and them all being in the same trap and they all kind of have to do the same thing. I guess that's why they were so big. The traps were so big. But maybe it was just that whole storyline I just didn't care about, like you said. So I didn't care about the traps. I didn't care about those characters. It wasn't necessary for the movie at all. It didn't connect.
It was just another way of killing off people.
Yeah, no, really.
That's it.
That's really what it was.
Because it was, at least tie in why they're all connected to something related to Jigsaw or just Saw in general.
Yeah.
Don't give us this, I burned down an abandoned building, which apparently had 8 people in it, so it wasn't actually abandoned. Yeah. 8 people is kind of a lot to... This building must have been huge to not notice at least one person of 8. and then have, the whole city cover it up. Okay, I don't care about that. That's such a... I don't know. Just like with Saw 4, they tried... in some ways, copying Saw 1 with the whole game over. Yeah. They tried copying Saw 2 in this one. Yeah. But failed immensely because that one at least... besides even the actors being able to act better than they did in this one, besides that, the stakes were higher because the actual son of the person who is going through these is in there with everybody. Yeah. And they don't like him very much right now. Right. So the stakes were higher with that one. There was nothing with this group of people. Right. I liked the dynamic of the group. I just wish that it was executed differently, I guess. Right. Or the people were smarter at the very least. Yeah. Try to work together. Don't just kill each other.
Oh,
That
man.
was just so dumb.
So yeah, we're definitely in agreement there. There's too much background music in these movies now. I feel like 4 had the same thing where I think this one was just more so. There's just constant background music. Yeah. And it's not even like the Saw theme, like that's kind of throughout the movie too, but it's just like this constant something in the background. Yeah. And I think that's what makes it feel like a show, like a CBS drama, like Criminal Minds, because there is that just constant something in the background music going on. And like I swear they could have like cut to a commercial break at parts in this movie.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm not a big fan of that.
No, yeah, definitely not.
So yeah, that is all the negatives for me.
All right,
let's grade this.
I'm pretty sure most of this episode was negatives.
yeah, probably.
Yeah. I don't even know at this point. I am going to give this one a 57.
All right. I gave it a 58.
Low. Oh, wow. Okay.
And I had that written down. So that was... And yours was just off the cuff right now.
Right? Yeah, it was. I was thinking about it like this entire time, what I was going to grade it. And I was like, I can't... I gave Saw 4 like a, 78,
78, I think.
78, yeah. And that one was way better than this one was to me.
Yeah.
So, 57.
Right. Yeah, 57, 58. Let's see what Saw 6 brings to the table.
Can't wait.
That'll be next. And then we'll get all the way through Jigsaw and then getting excited for Spiral.
I am looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Like a lot. It was more curiosity because Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson were involved in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this doesn't already feel like a Saw movie.
Yeah.
Having like these 2 A-list actors in there.
Right.
But I like having the director of Saws 2 through 4 directing this one.
Right.
Those were definitely 3 of like the best of the entire franchise. So...
Yeah, and then 1 was
James Wan.
Yeah.
He's producing this. He's producing Spiral.
Right.
So
okay.
He's involved as well. So having the whole team back plus Chris Rock and Sam Jackson, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. It's pretty excited for it. I'm hoping it lands in the top half of the ranking because we're going to be doing a ranking after Spiral as well. So
yeah.
I'm hoping it lands in that top half of this series.
Yeah, I hope so too.
This one will be in the bottom half.
This one definitely will be somewhere. Maybe not last, but it's definitely somewhere in the bottom half. It's been a while since I've seen 6 through Jigsaw, so
yeah, me too.
We'll have to rewatch those for sure. All right.
Okay. Go ahead and find us on Facebook at Scare Talk Podcast, on Instagram at Scare Talk, and on Twitter at Scare Talk Pod. And go ahead and give us a review on Apple Podcasts. We only have 8 votes right now, so we'd really like to see if you guys want to throw us some 5-star reviews up there. That'd be amazing.
That would be.
And
or whatever you think that we're worth.
Don't bring our score down.
It would be nice to have a bunch of 5 stars.
Yeah. And like an actual review written too.
Yeah.
Please do that. And if you don't want to do it on Apple Podcasts, just go ahead and shoot us a message somewhere and just tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. This has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let the pig mask bite.